Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. All right. What you are witnessing is the demise of a once great country. We're living through it. The United States, in my opinion, will not exist in a generation or two, max, as the shining city on a hill, as a beacon of light to the world, as the last bastion of freedom. Here we are in the holiest period of the year, Easter weekend, in a country that has the ultimate law, the U.S. Constitution, that was based on Christian values and morals, being destroyed from within because we don't want to follow our own laws because they're inconvenient. In case you noticed, overnight, shortly after midnight last night, the Supreme Court issued a ruling at least temporarily blocking the deportations of any Venezuelans that are held in North Texas. Now, remember what we had going on before is you had Judge Boasberg and some of these other bozos saying, in my district, you can't deport anybody. And the Supreme Court ruled that the federal justices could only rule on matters within their district. And so you had 3 of the 9 districts that said you can't deport anybody. Trump, of course, appealed it to the Supreme Court. And North Texas said, well, we have no justice or judge that has banned us from doing this, so we're going to continue. And the justices came out last night and said, nope, you're not. We're putting a hold on that too. So we are now in a situation where our court system is going against the laws of the United States. The Trump administration has been deporting these people under the Alien Enemies Act. And granted, this act is, 225 years old? 1798 was when this law was written. And the objection is, well, the law is old. The law, it hasn't been used that often. Okay. So what if the law is old? So what if it hasn't been used that often? You can't, pick one of the stupid laws in the country. You can't play bingo on Sunday in some city or whatever. Just because the law is old doesn't mean it's not a law. It's passed. It's not up to the court to determine whether a law is common enough to be used. A law is to be interpreted by the Justice Department, or the Judicial branch. That's what I'm looking for. If they want to get rid of the law altogether, that is up to Congress to repeal the law, not the justices. Okay? They are not elected officials. They are not given any sort of legislative right in the United States. Somebody needs to remind the judicial branch all the way on down. They don't make laws. Congress does. Okay? The president doesn't make laws. The executive branch. The president can sign executive orders, which are kind of like temporary laws, but those can be overturned by the next president or the same president. You know what? This wasn't a good idea. I'm getting rid of it. Poof. Done. Stroke of a pen. But we're now in a situation where the court system is forcing the Trump administration to keep illegals in the country. Why? Okay. Well, we can't prove they're MS-13. We don't need to. they're here illegally. You're a justice. You should know the difference between legal and illegal. They crossed the border without proper documentation allowing them to be here. That's it. There's nothing more to it. They have violated the law. Plain, pure, and simple. They need an administrative hearing. No, they don't. They're here illegally. You show me one other country in the world where you can go in without documentation, that they don't toss your ass in jail and put you on the next bus out of the country. All these people screaming, well, we want asylum. We're from El Salvador or whatever. I don't care. We're from Venezuela. I don't care. Well, you know what? The country that you claim asylum in is the first country you get to. That wasn't the United States. Go claim asylum in Mexico or whatever other country. Go claim asylum in Colombia. You know, whatever was the first country you went to once you got out, that's where you claim asylum. I don't want to live in Colombia. I can't make any money there. There's no such thing as economic asylum. I hate to tell you this. We're not bringing everybody in the world to the United States. The United States is the country that we are, the successful, used to be, country that we are financially, because of the people that are here, not because of the government giving handouts. We see how successful the country's giving handouts is to turn the people into successes. Look at, I don't know, Venezuela, or the Soviet Union, or Communist China, or North Korea. Handing out money has worked so well so many times before. I have an idea, okay? If the justices are going to force us to keep these people here, at least temporarily, we turn whatever facility they are currently being housed in, because nobody says we have to release them back on the street. They're still incarcerated here. Fine, we turn it into our own CCOT. Oh, it's the, Dallas County Jail? Great. We're shaving your head, we're putting you in t-shirt and boxer shorts, and you get bread and water and get to sleep on a concrete floor. That's it. None of this, they need internet and they need television and, they have to have, meals that half the country can't eat because we can't afford it. No. We'll turn it into our own damn CCOT. You want to come to the United States? Good. Get arrested. Bread and water. That's what you got. Let's start busting rocks again. Let's start chain gangs again. You want to be an illegal in here? Good. Here's a whole bunch of big ones. Turn them into little ones. That's it. Hard labor. I'm sorry. The courts have gone nuts. We had two justices yesterday, Justice Alito and Justice Thomas, that said, no, Trump can continue deporting people. That means Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and Comey Barrett all sided with, and Justice Roberts, all sided with the three liberal dingbats that said, yeah, let's get rid of them. Or let's keep them here. Are you nuts? I don't care if it's just temporarily. I mean, they should be 1 foot on the United States, catapulted back across the border. That's it. I'm sorry, you broke your legs when you landed? Tough shit. You shouldn't have come here. Would any of this be happening if Donald Trump wasn't president? If it was, Ted Cruz or Ron DeSantis or anybody else who ran against him back in 2016? Damn straight it would be. It doesn't matter. TDS is real, but it's going to be DDS if DeSantis wins or VDS if Vance wins or whatever, because the Democrats are hell-bent on destroying the United States, to bringing in the wretched refuse, the worst of the worst from every other country. Venezuela admitted they let all their prisoners and their mental patients out of jail to come to the United States. Admitted it. And our legal system is saying we have to keep them and put them on the street. So your wife, your daughter, your sister can get raped and murdered as she goes for a morning jog. They talk about, race relations, how everybody should have an equal opportunity. Right. Tell me what the overwhelming racial tensions are in this country right now. The blacks don't trust the whites don't trust the blacks, nobody trusts the Muslims, the Hispanics are being trashed, the good ones, the citizens that are here because of all these pieces of shit that are coming into the country, and they all get lumped together. I mean, you open up any social media and half the posts are racially motivated. I don't give a damn if you're Haitian or Salvadoran or Chinese or European or African. If you're here illegal, GTFO. You want to come legally, come legally. We will vet you. We will see if you are worthwhile. But when you have tattoos on your knuckles that say you're part of MS-13, don't give me the bullshit that you're not. Okay? It doesn't work that way. But the damn judges and justices in this country are too frippin' stupid to realize this. We got too many lawyers and not enough people with common sense. If you go back to the people that wrote the Constitution, they weren't lawyers. They were regular people who said, this is the way this country needs to operate. Today, the day before Easter, we get another one of these great days of action group. What is it? 50501 there's supposed to be huge national protests against Donald Trump again. It ain't a protest against Donald Trump, guys. It's a protest against the American way of life. It's a protest against everything that's right. Half of this country, for all intents and purposes on this Holy Week, are Satanists. They believe in the worst things possible. If it's not bad enough, damn straight we can make it worse. We can destroy the rule of law. We can destroy the value system of this country. We can destroy every bit of morality, every bit of common sense. That is what we are up against in this country. That's what they want. They don't give a shit about this guy Garcia or whatever. He's just a pawn. He's just a prop they're using to, oh my God, we've got a virtue signal on how bad America is and how we'd be so much better of a country if we had a bunch of murderers and rapists running around the street. I'll tell you what, let me see one of them. Because I got no problem using their terms, putting a cap in their ass. Pinball out.